Guys, today we are in Podgorica. I'm visiting family for the weekend, so we had a week full of rain and finally there is sun today. So I want to use this morning for a couple of hours to take a bike around the town to show you around, and then we're going to make a verdict whether Podgorica is worth visiting or not once you are in Montenegro. We are now in Gorica. This is actually a hill after which Podgorica got its name, so it's called Under the Hill, or in our language Podgorica. So the hill is a bit steep, so I just got off the bike as it's quite easier to walk. Gorica is definitely a great place to enjoy a nice walk, a small hike, or simply to exercise in the nature, as this is one of the nicest parks in the capital. I used to live in Podgorica for about 22 years, and since then I started traveling the world and to live across the several other capitals in Europe, Middle East and North America. 7 years ago I got back to Montenegro, and since then I'm living on the coast. Podgorica is known for its coffee culture. All who live here, or pretty much in all Montenegro, like to sit in one of the city's cafes and just enjoy the slow vibe of the city, to enjoy the simple life, enjoy the coffee with their friends. And I see that this is one of the newest places in town, and this looks actually quite nice. To say a few words about Podgorica's architecture and history, this part of Montenegro and Podgorica were about 400 years under the Ottoman Empire back in the day, and this clock tower is actually one of just a few monuments from that time. Podgorica has hundreds of years of history under Ottoman Empire. Food is also heritage from that period. Some dishes in Montenegrin cuisine, you will see that they derive from Turkish cuisine. For example, that would be Burek. I would recommend to visit one of many bakeries around the city, as here you will find the famous Turkish Burek. Usually they're made with the cheese or meat. I just got a really delicious burek with cheese. This is really a great snack during the day, or depends how hungry you are, this can be a full meal. Usually also can be taken with yogurt. Burek you can also find in the neighboring countries like in Serbia and Bosnia, as all of these countries were also under the Ottoman Empire. I definitely recommend to everyone to try burek or some other Turkish delights when you are in Podgorica.
You're like a circle that floats around me. keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings.
I would say that Podgorica is maybe worth exploring for a couple of hours if you have time when you visit Montenegro. The city itself doesn't offer you some really big, huge attractions that you would expect from some European capitals, but I would say it's a good place to feel the vibe of the country, which is obviously quite slower. I would say it's nice to enjoy the coffee culture, which is quite Podgorica famous for. People like just to chill, to relax, to enjoy coffee with their friends and family, and that's what you're going to actually see quite a lot around if you visit on a sunny day such as today. Especially on a Sunday, there are people everywhere just enjoying the outdoors, and I think if you wish to feel that vibe of Montenegro, then Podgorica would be great for a couple of hours, as I mentioned. Other than that, I would say that Podgorica might be also a good place to base yourself for a night or two if you are exploring some surrounding places such as maybe Skadar Lake. Skadar Lake is just half an hour from here, so you can book an apartment or a hotel in Podgorica, which are very affordable, and then take a half an hour drive to enjoy the tour of the lake. Accommodation in Podgorica is actually very affordable. It's maybe only about 20-25 euro for Airbnb, or for a hotel 3-star, let's say it's about 30 euros. 4- and 5-star hotels are usually around 60 to 100 euros per night. Food is also very affordable here. A meal in a restaurant or a cafe can be around 5 to 10 or 20 euros, depends on what kind of restaurant it is. Podgorica has a couple of restaurants with great Montenegro's food, so I will leave those recommendations in the description of the video. Taking a little break from biking as it's quite hot and bright today. So as you explore Podgorica on foot or by bike, you will notice that most architecture is from the socialist period. Most buildings were built after the World War II, as Podgorica was heavily bombed in the World War II, so most of its architecture was sadly destroyed. However, the city was built fast after the war. As I mentioned, Podgorica is famous for its coffee culture. You will see hundreds of coffee shops and restaurants around the city, and just drop by, enjoy our local Deutsch coffee, which is basically espresso with milk in a bigger cup. Usually coffee is about 1–1.5 euro, and this is really a great thing to do. If you ask me to which city Podgorica can be compared for, I would say the atmosphere and lifestyle is maybe most similar with Vientiane in Laos. Yes, I know it's quite interesting to hear that comparison, but once we spent about a week in Vientiane, we were like discussing how the city is very laid back, how people just chill around, enjoy, drink their coffee and do some work. And I think maybe after, if you spend a couple of days in Podgorica, you will notice as well how the city has its specific slower vibe. and how you can also maybe just fit easily and relax for a couple of days, not do much, just wind down, slow down, and enjoy your travels around Montenegro. Guys, that would be pretty much all about Podgorica. So if you have a couple of hours to spare when you're in Montenegro and you wish to experience one of the most laid-back cities in the Europe, then I would say head to Podgorica. Enjoy the coffee, enjoy the food, enjoy the walk, enjoy the sunny days. Guys, I hope you like the video. Feel free to like it, subscribe to my channel, as I will be posting weekly content about Montenegro. In case you have any questions about Podgorica or Montenegro, let me know in the comments and I will be happy to answer. Thank you and see you next time.